Hey, Spuddies, Potato McWhiskey here, and welcome back to Let's On Our Plate. The first major crisis is that Charleston is flipping in 11 turns, and my plan to deal with that is to buy a builder in here. I buy a builder in here, I can chop out that industrial zone, and then if I can maybe get another builder, I really want to wait for feudalism, but I don't think I can. I'm going to have to come back and get irrigation, which is unfortunate because this will delay me getting machinery, which is the solution to my second crisis, which is the war with Arabia. So we're going to have to spend an awful lot of gold on this, which I really don't want to do because I need my gold to upgrade to man-at-arms. So we're going to have to find money from somewhere. I can get 193 from the Cree by selling off the rest of my Diplo favor, and I think that is just necessary. I have to do that. And then I'm going to go ahead and now, what luxury resources do I have? Access to salt and honey, right? Salt and tobacco is over here. So if I got the spices online, that would be a unique luxury that would potentially help my situation. So we'll get that going. I think I'm going to go ahead and build a horseman as well in my capital to hopefully try to protect me slightly. It'll take 5 turns, but having a horseman could be handy. I think making units cheaper to build with production would be nice for me. Because I can make use of my units more efficiently. I'm going to add grievances to Saladin. This is really unlucky. I need to find a source of iron. The timing on this is very Monka-esque. Comes at a very, very, very close crunch. But I think we just start chopping and get this industrial zone going. These crossbowmen are terrifying. That +8 support combat bonus on the defense. We'll need to use ranged units to fight him. Right, there's damage I was not expecting, but at least it's distracting those crossbowmen away from Boston. Progress towards mercenaries. Let's retreat you like this. We'll shoot that horseman. We can't reach him otherwise. He can cross the river but not kill me. That's a Cree apostle. Loyalty is fine in here. It looks like Hatton is actually flipping. Charleston's situation is going from bad to worse. Let's chop here. So 3 turns on that. I'm going to chop this jungle here on the tobacco as well to try and force growth. If I chop 2 jungle tiles, I might be able to get the industrial zone out and get the production up, and I get a man-at-arms I can send to the north. Right, so there's the horsemen, but what we really need are more archers. So the timing on the way this archer works, when I build this archer, it'll take 2 turns to complete. However, the technology rollover will happen, and then this will automatically upgrade to a crossbowman, and we will be like an archer's worth of production into a crossbowman, a half-price crossbowman at that. So we get the plantation up. I'm really hoping that this helps the loyalty situation. Okay, so now we're only losing 4 loyalty per turn. With the industrial zone, that'll only be like 1 loyalty per turn. So I think this crisis here is averted, but we still have this crisis here to deal with. Let's place the campus as we should. Get started on the builders because we are going to feudalism. Get this settler into position. I still have all my pins available. You're ready to become a man-at-arms, giving my cities all the combat strength that we need to hold against this. God, the amount of combat strength he gets on the defense is kind of insane, actually. Now, your loyalty is in question through no fault of your own, but I'm going to send this builder to the tobacco. 15 turns in Charleston before that city flips, so we do have a little bit of time. Queen Nzinga, that's a Congo man-at-arms. I think I might be... No, you need to retreat. Brussels was killed, interestingly. Those 2 crossbows just like forced the issue. There's machinery. We definitely want to upgrade this crossbowman in the thingy. I can get 100 gold from Nzinga and then get this crossbow up. You retreat into the city. You retreat to the campus. You retreat to the forest. I don't know. I wish I could hover over this unit and see if it can attack me. It's shooting over a forest, so I assume it can. Major defeat because of the support combat bonuses. So let's step back to here. And now if they move forward, they move into a killing field of like crossbow shots. I didn't mean to finish these builders, but it's okay that I did. Let's go ahead and place the aqueduct in this city and quickly grab a granary to allow the city to continue to grow. I'll move this builder southeast rather. I'll settle you. You'll be slightly negative on loyalty. Ooh, actually way worse than I thought. Okay. Chop here. There's the industrial zone finished and a man-at-arms that I can send to the north. It said -1 loyalty. The happiness level and other effects are killing me. What if I moved Magnus over to Baltimore and started chopping there? It seems like a reasonable move. So we have our defensive techs. We need to now go for universities because that's going to be how we get to line infantry nice and quick. Do we go for the workshop? I think we do here. We quickly get that workshop up. No, I think we get the campus. 6 turns for a high-tech campus. We got to get that going. Okay, we're taking a little bit of damage, but you can retreat to here. This crossbowman stepped into the killing field, as we had hoped, and we can get that kill with this horseman. So that's 1 enemy crossbowman down. This man-at-arms is fortified on a safe place. I don't think I need ancient walls. I'll get them anyway, in the hopes of defending better. Now, do I get the plantation? I think the city's loyalty is secure, so I can get the plantation. That's fine. The positive amenities should make up for the minus loyalty from Abraham Lincoln's ability. Okay, my little fortified man-at-arms is holding. We need to deal with this guy. You can't move forward. I don't want him to pillage. We have our library up over here. We definitely need to get a builder going. Get started on a builder. All right, let's do mutual open borders. You give me a bit of cash. Happy days. That's a fine deal. Now there's feudalism. Take out colonization. We're not building any more settlers this game. We're going to plug in campus adjacency. I think we keep conscription. And then otherwise, I'm very happy with this. So our science jumps up to 62. I would really like to find some scientific city-states. I think that would be the thing that would bring me from like doing okay to doing amazing. You have a promotion. Can I kill him? Can I kill this horseman without using that crossbowman so I can take a promotion on it? Yes, I can. +5 combat strength versus land units. You retreat to the city to heal. You cross the river. So I feel safe now. I don't think Arabia can kill me, which means I can take time to get builders. I need to get growth in Washington, so that's going to be on my agenda. Okay, we have a horseman here. We should be able to deal with this one pretty quickly. This crossbow needs to be dealt with too. Let's swap these 2 archers and then get the full health archer to shoot while this one promotes with garrison. We'll move the man-at-arms in here to intercept. This man-at-arms moves to the west to intercept as well. Let's go ahead and chop that. And then we'll put a plantation down. So we got a couple of quarries in Baltimore, which will allow the city to produce nice and quickly. It's got good tempo. He attacked me as predicted, as planned. This horseman, what if I move you to here and you to here and shoot him and then shoot him and then attack him? That's him dealt with. I want to get this kill, but I also don't want to be dangerous, so we're going to play it safe. Plantation up. Yeah, it would be nice to start chopping in here and get a couple of builders over there. I think I can safely now start using my gold to buy tiles again. Get that campus down. Honestly, the game is kind of leading me away from a militaristic bent, which is fine. I think we definitely put the aqueduct adjacent to the geothermal fissure though, because that gets us +1 amenity from the aqueduct. So that seems like a really nice boost in the direction that we want to go. We're about to hit housing cap in Cincinnati. Could we justify another builder in here? I think builders are my tempo unit right now. This is like the builder phase. We have university, so we'll need to start teching and getting university soon. Let's head towards military engineering to get niter. And now that we're heading towards niter, I might start putting down aqueducts in places even when earlier I wouldn't have considered putting them. All right, so I need to retreat this man-at-arms back. I need to bring this crossbowman forward. These 2 guys will approach these 2 tiles in the next turn. You're going to take a moment to heal. Unfortunately, my horseman, because I don't actually have a horse resource, I'm not healing him, which is quite unfortunate. Washington needs food, needs to be fed. The best way to get food in Washington is to at least build a library to get the extra great people points and then go for the granary and the watermill. So looking at Chicago, it's time we consider getting our commercial hub up. There's a +3 on that tile. Let's get a builder first. Builders are the tempo unit, that's what I'm saying. I'm going to pull you off the city, move the crossbowman into the city. That way I can shoot this man-at-arms and get a bit of XP. There's military training, good. We have a first campus. Let's make sure we get that library because we need to start generating those great people points. Some people are up to 20 points, like the Maori. So we need to start being competitive there. I'll put a point into Venice because I want that gold when I start getting all my trade routes up. It's going to be a little bit delayed. We're going for a very low gold opener. This horseman should take crazy damage from my upgraded archers and the fact that I have a man-at-arms to the area too. I'm going to move to this crossbowman here. This positioning is very, very important because it gives me control across this whole area. So now he can't push back this way. This crossbowman is like an anchor, making it difficult. I need to like buy a single... I could sell my tobacco. I'm going to sell my tobacco for gold. And I need to purchase like 4 iron. So 19 gold for 4 iron. Sorry, it was 4 horses that I needed to buy. What am I doing? The Cree have some horses. I don't need full 50. I just need literally 4. So 1 GPT, that's fine. Any more luxuries that I could purchase? Okay, I could buy some truffles. Could sell some Diplo Favor for 100 gold. This gold tempo is really helping. There's no great works for me to buy. I would love to buy one. I've got 400 gold in the bank. That's potentially another crossbowman or 2. There's definitely a chop here. And we're going to go for tempo on this city. Get granary, watermill, stuff like that. And try to tempo this city up to a really high level with builders. It's my freshest city, so if we can get it tempoed, it'll be really good. So we could hold this position, but getting attacked by both of these units would be really unfortunate. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to retreat to the safety of the city and then approach with another unit. And then I'll upgrade another crossbowman, I think. Although I might wait for mercenaries. Can I kill this horseman? I can, I think. Right, horseman dealt with. We can start placing mines. Watermill next. Baltimore is looking really, really good. There's military engineering. We have found a single source of niter. It's underneath our district, so we're already extracting it. Now, we have no use for niter, so I'll definitely be selling it. And in fact, I don't really have a use for iron either, except as a way to heal my units, so I'll be selling that too. Get you and shoot you. You are going to tank a shot for me. Good job. So that's your job. He's going to shoot this archer. I retreat that archer. I heal him, and then we're good. I'm going to get this man-at-arms to come up here to block this mountain pass. And then I'll get this plantation online. Now, what does plantation get upgraded by? I think it's like mercantilism, right? Scientific theory, feudalism gives you +1 food. So this will be a 4 food tile, which would really help out Washington grow. Because that is growth limit. I need housing in there. So I want to get to military science ASAP. So I think I just click on it. Now that I have Well, I think I need to unlock musketmen first. So I go musketmen straight to military service, and I need to think about where I'm going to get my encampment. What's more important, a university or a commercial hub? It'll take me 20 turns to build that university. So I would be already researching printing by the time that I finished it. So I think the gold is more important to me, as is the growth, to be able to get that third district. So I'll go for granary into commercial hub. And then I may as well chop to get that granary instantly, which give me +1 food, and then I can put a mine on this tile to improve the city's tempo as well. But I don't want to chop too much because that city actually has like limited... Oh, that's bad. Damn, misstepped with my scout and got him killed. That's why you never move your scout twice in one turn if you're in a war. It's like too dangerous. This opens up possibilities to pressure this crossbowman with 3 units because this man-at-arms is now poorly placed, and I can re-pressure this man-at-arms with this man-at-arms. Hey, we met Julius Caesar with his weird sausage fingers. I think like everyone I met talked about his sausage fingers. Ooh, I was not expecting that crossbowman to one-shot my archer. I was expecting that archer to tank 1 shot and retreat, so slight misplay from me, but that crossbowman is now dead, and we have builders out to start doing what we need to do and getting our chop tempo going. Let's get a crossbow. And a crossbow, and this will be like the last military units I plan to build for a long time, but now this plantation is doing work for me. I would really like to get another settler out. I might try to squeak one out. How much would it cost me to purchase a settler? It'd be 1,000 gold. It's a lot of investment, but getting this last city in here would really give me solidified and secured borders. 9 cities, really solid. All right, let's pressure this catapult and start taking control of our border. Okay, Halab will hurt my horsemen. I was hoping to maybe get a little bit of a sneaky pillage off on that mine. I may sacrifice my horsemen for that pillage. We'll chop here. We'll go for the granary, get the watermill. Food is tempo. That's why I'm doing that. Because it means the city will grow faster. It means it'll work more tiles. It'll mean it'll grow more borders. It'll mean it'll be able to build more districts. So that's why I'm chopping out my granaries and stuff. Now, I should wait until the next World Congress session in case it's the 100% production towards city center buildings thing, but I think just getting stuff going can also have its own value. My horseman is able to take that hit on the chin. We do have professional army now. Probably should have waited a turn on upgrading, but that's fine. We'll get that gold and then we'll retreat with him. Let's bring these crossbowmen over. Our goal is to get onto these 2 hill tiles and then to have the man-at-arms fortified here. This gives us unparalleled control over these 3 tiles right here, which is what Arabia will have to push through to stop us. Conscription, natural philosophy. I don't think I changed my government here. I think we're happy with what it is. I think we pick up medieval fairs for that extra 1 governor title. We don't particularly need anything else. We do need to start thinking about exploring the world. It's quite nice being at war with Arabia because it has found me a lot of city-states somehow. And I should also totally consider getting a galley or something to explore. I've got a big exploration problem. Actually, I'm only missing 1 player in the game right now. So let's try to send delegations and get friendships with everyone that we can. It just reduces the number of people in the game that can declare war on you. Right, we kill this man-at-arms, we move you forward, you retreat back to heal. You're heading over to Baltimore. We're going to swap some tiles around so we can get extra chops in Baltimore. Bring 2 builders over here, get the city up and running. You got your library. I don't think I need a workshop. I think we could use a builder in here though. Maybe not yet. We'll slowly work on... Yeah, builder makes sense. We've got so many tiles to improve. I can't really take suzerainty of anywhere yet, nor do I get too much benefit from any of these, so I'll just hold on to my envoys. I have nothing I need to spend them on, and so sometimes it's better off not spending your envoys, just purely because there's nothing good to spend them on. Can I get this kill and a promotion? Okay, that's big. We might be able to push north here slightly and take control of this mountain pass. Right, let's get that quarry up. That's good. Crossbowmen are in the ideal position. We move the man-at-arms to the other ideal position. We get that horseman to heal. We'll probably send him off to explore. I have a friendship with the Cree, so he can't declare war on me. I'm safe from his shenanigans. Baltimore will grow to 4 population next turn. We will do aqueduct next turn. Let's get our commercial hub down and we'll chop out another builder. Venice, what is your galley doing all the way over here? That's a bit mad. So move you to there, go to here, buy the industrial zone tile with Magnus. We chop the industrial zone tile, getting us yet another builder. Then we can start improving our tiles. We place the industrial zone. We don't finish it though. Instead, we work on the commercial hub. We can chop here to get that watermill done, and then get to work on that campus for the science. Right, Mountain Pass Patrol is in position. Now, technically this is a better defensive position, but this gives me much more earlier warning. So that's why I'm positioned there. I would like to get my diplomatic quarter, but I think, you know what, I think I have to get my diplo quarter. So it's too important to pass up. So we'll chop here. That'll almost finish the commercial hub. You go into the position there, you get into position there. The city of Baltimore, I think I'll buy a tile, and I'll buy a tile. Here comes a courser. We've got our defense set up. Commercial hub finished in St. Louis, so that's a good step forward. A little tiny bit of gold. We'll get to work on the market. You could make an argument that I should have put a dam here, but I don't think it's that important. I'm probably not going to go for a dam this game. Instead, we're going to go for the market for the extra gold income. I'd love to trade more with the Cree, fortify all these guys up, get this copper mine up rather. Let's improve the salt. You're moving over here. You're moving over here. We're just about done chopping in this city. I may take one of these. I may take these Yosemite tiles to chop them out in Baltimore. He wants to give me peace. He's going to give me some resources. I'll accept that peace. He came out of this war in a really bad shape. I don't think he could have had a more ideal war than that for me. No, I think I got the end of turn bug. Oh, that's a really bad time to get it. Right, same peace deal. I accept. Thank you very much, Saladin. All right, we do a little chopping. Chop out this, go for the market. Boom. Chop here, farm on this tile to give Cincinnati really good growth. All right, we chop here. Oh, I forgot to switch the tiles. You know, I'm going to reload that turn because I didn't make that mistake last time. All right, we do a little reloading because it was the game crashing that caused that mistake. So I want a plantation there because it's a good growth tile. Put a mine there. Then I chop this. Boom. That's the market finished. We quickly crack out a trader. Can I buy that trader? No, they're quite expensive. Could I exchange resources? Let's say this to get the gold to get a trader. I could. I'll buy a trader in my cap. Oh, right. I need to cancel this trader here. And then I can buy the trader in my capital. Not build, sorry, buy. God, I keep I keep messing up. And then I guess we'll chop out the aqueduct and start getting this city to build a couple of... Ooh, I could build Kilwa. No, that would be an insane thing to do. It's a little too crazy. A little too crazy. Right, so we have Musketmen, which is a step up from the man-at-arms, but that's not how we're going to be going for it. We're going for a line infantry timing attack, just as an experiment to see, can we do a line infantry timing attack as America? So taking a look at the city of Washington, we've got a good amount of surplus food. Surplus is at 6 food per turn. I would call that respectable. We're growing reasonably quickly. I could build the consulate. This would give me a lot of extra envoys. How are we looking for trade routes? We want gold above all else. Trading with Namadal would get me an envoy and gold, so we'll trade with Namadal. I'm not against building a university right now, but does that really help me? It would get me slightly up in terms of my great scientist points earned per turn, and that could be really handy. Or I could build the aqueduct. Right. It's tough to say what we should or shouldn't do. If I build this university, we wouldn't get to line infantry in a significantly faster manner, so I don't think we do that. I think we go for other things like the consulate and the aqueduct. Now, the city of Charleston is going to be the city in which I go for a encampment to because it's really well positioned to defend against any potential Kree aggression, like an encampment right here. Not only does it provide adjacency to a industrial zone, it will also provide defense over this entire zone of control here in front of both of these cities. So that's just like a perfect and ideal position to have it. Right, final chop here. That's the aqueduct done, and then we'll overflow into some builders to go improve the rest of my empire. And the city of Chicago, let's go ahead and reassign Magnus to, I think, Charleston, and then we'll reassign Liang to the city of Baltimore. Now, something else we could choose to build in Baltimore is to maybe get a couple of trebuchets, which would be a good follow-up. Because if I go line infantry and then quick tech switch to bombards, that would actually be a good follow-up. So maybe if we got a few trebuchets here to act as our, supporting units to the line infantry, which sounds like a bit of a mental statement. I need to start deciding which cities I'm not going to deploy Magnus to. I think I'm not going to deploy Magnus to Philadelphia, which is going to change how I treat that city. How close am I to unlocking lumber mills on... It's mercantilism that allows you to build lumber mills on rainforest, so it's quite a while before we can actually build lumber mills here. I definitely should deploy Magnus to Boston though, but I want to get him in Charleston first. I'm not going to deploy Magnus to St. Louis, even though I would really like to. Instead, I'm going to just try to improve the city as is. Right, so we harvest the deer. Boom, that'll finish that. That'll allow me to potentially buy another trader. I need a tiny bit more cash. Sell a chunk of iron for a tiny bit of cash. We buy a trader from the capital to continue to push our gold limit up. You need to place your industrial zone because it's part of our long-term plans to have that ready. To get the library, because that's worth an extra 2 Grey People points. You need a watermill because we need you to grow. And we also need you to build your aqueduct. Yeah, we need to get you to 7 pop so you can place that stuff, right? So we're kind of on the pathway that we want to be. Let's chop here, and then we'll get the encampment here as a part of gearing up for war. I'm going to swap this back to the city of Charleston. And I'm also going to swap this back, and this city already has really, really good tiles. It's working like good stuff. Actually, I'm going to give it this tile back. Yeah, we will chop here, and then this city needs to get its commercial hub down. But of course, we'll finish the watermill first. Medieval Fairs is finished. So that will trigger a bit of a change in my plans here just for a moment. I'm going to take out conscription just for a moment so that I can plug in Diplomatic League. Plug Diplomatic League in really quick, and then I can spend these 3 envoys, 1, 2, 3, to just maximize the total amount of envoys I have on the map. Even if it doesn't particularly achieve me a certain goal, it is a really efficient use of envoys. And then I can quickly just backfill for mysticism, which will give me a free envoy, which I can spend and then switch back away from that. In terms of governor titles, Pingala seems good to get grants now. 100% great people production in this city. City has, decent districts, and we'll have more soon. We seem to be getting pretty unlucky with the gold value of these trade routes, but they are worth at least some gold, so I will continue to take it. We will chop here. That'll finish the watermill. You'll get to work on that aqueduct. My troops are merely passing by. I have no intentions of declaring war. So I need to pull my units back away from 3 tiles away from his border for him to not be upset with me. So I'll start pulling them back. So what's our next step? What's our next government? I feel like Merchant Republic is the right one. 50% production towards districts will allow us to get that industrial zone faster. The extra gold will support our army that we're planning to build. I can't take Suzerainty. I could take Suzerainty of Kabul, and this would actually give me really good exploration information. So I took Kabul, and as I said, it did give me really important exploration tech. There's like all these little tiny islands out here. It kind of messed up my centering of my map, which is like mentally... I wasn't mentally prepared for that. So I can go ahead and switch out now. Diplomatic League. I could plug in Merchant Confederation, although I really like Conscription. It's technically worse, at least for now. So Merchant Confed would be better. So I think immediately after getting line infantry, I switch over to get industrialization so I can rush coal power plants and then use my overwhelming production to like do something interesting. We have our watermill, we have all our basic buildings. Let's go for the commercial hub. The city is losing pop because it doesn't have enough good tiles. Let's try to see if we can save it. Yeah, I've got a bit of a limit in the number of tiles. I'm having I settled in my city's really, really densely. So I'm having trouble with having enough tiles for all my workers to be busy. I need to get 4 era score in 10 turns, which might be a bit of a tall order here. I definitely want melee units to have combat strength bonuses, and then I would like city centers to have better production. So quite unfortunate, the timing on that. You know, sometimes you gamble on this not coming up, and it does come up. So now melee combat units are boosted, which are my main thing. So we chop here for Magnus. That gets that encampment closer to being finished. No good spots for farm triangles this game. Quite unfortunate. Very, very thick and chunky land. I feel like farms need a buff. I feel like that would be something I'd love to see from the pass. Would be if farms could get some kind of buff. Let's go for the barracks. We chop. We want to get the barracks and the armory, ideally, to maximize our great general points. And then we start running encampment trainings so that we can hopefully get a Renaissance or Industrial era great general. It might not happen. It might be too difficult. Ooh, I'll take your great work, please. Thank you. Just for a few strategics, like that's totally worth it for me. Right, we've got our campus placed. Where do we want the commercial hub? I suppose if the industrial zone's going here, the commercial hub has to go down here, and I suppose it'll go on that tile right there. That's a low value tile, relatively speaking. But we will go commercial hub first. You'll place that. An important notice here, that the campus is cheaper than the commercial hub, right? Campus is 160 production, commercial hub is at 209. That's because I placed the campus long before I tried to build the commercial hub. So it's really, really important that you place those districts as soon as you unlock them. Chop here, you move here. Like for example, in St. Louis, I would really like to place my industrial zone right now. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch this forest tile to the city of Charleston, chop it, and then swap it back and place it in St. Louis. So there's all these like little configurations of like micro strategies you have to keep in mind. Chicago's industrial zone's coming down now. Markets are coming up. We'll keep Magnus in this city. Where are we moving him next? Probably over to Boston. We're shipping him out to Boston. Medieval era ends at 5 turns. So in the city of Charleston, we swap this tile like we'd planned. We place the armory. We chop the armory. Armory's now done really, really quickly. The aqueduct is done in St. Louis, which means we can swap this. Then we place the industrial zone. We don't actually build the industrial zone, we just place it. How long until military science? I think we can start pre-building the industrial zones and then look to denounce Arabia around the time. My capital needs to get to 10 population. It'll take a little while. Unless I were to chop these 2 jungle tiles, then it wouldn't take that long. That's what we'll do then. Unless I want to... No, I don't want to sneak out a settler right now. I think I need to put my entire back into the war with Arabia. I think Arabia is who I'm going to attack. The Cree, I think, is a harder target because he has culture as well as science, which means he's going to be able to combine his high-tech units. Whereas Arabia, I think, has a little bit of a soft underbelly. It's a little bit of a difficult terrain to break in, but once we do... Wait, what's going on here? Congo has taken a city. Yikes. Okay, so a couple of emergencies failed. Let's go ahead and get a friendship with Congo. We'll send her a delegation. Then we want to go through and make sure we're doing mutual open borders with every civ. Do a diplomacy turn. Every now and again I'll do a diplomacy turn, which is just basically where you go through and you make sure you have open deals with everyone. Open borders is a good deal to get with everyone because it's a net positive for you 99% of the time. They will pay you for open borders and it improves your relationship with them. There's no real reason I do the mutual open borders. Technically just selling them open borders would be better, but I like having open borders for 2 reasons. A, it makes my tourism more valuable, and B, it means I can scout inside their territory, like with a horseman. for example. Armory completed in Charleston. Let's immediately get to work on encampment trainings. Our goal is to try and get one of these great generals, just any of them. Doesn't matter who. It's going to cost 1,000 points. It's going to be nearly impossible, actually. But I need one so bad that I'll do it anyway. I'll chop here to get that industrial zone slightly faster, although we won't be finishing it. That's not the goal. The goal is not to finish them, just to get them 1/3 away from being finished. All right, siege tactics is done. Another trade route just came up in the capital, so we'll go ahead and trade. Chicago's having a little bit of a growth problem. We'll have to figure that out somehow. All right, we've reassigned Magnus to Boston, so we can chop out Boston and we'll put you into Philadelphia, Victor. No, Victor actually has to go down into, I think it's Charleston. Yeah. Can I get any Eurekas here? I get era score from Eurekas. Own 2 galleys. Buying a galley would get me a Eureka. Boom. And I would really like to get a normal age, so I need 1 more Eureka. How can I get a Eureka in, how long do I have? 1 turn. Can I levy a city-state? I could levy Kabul. I need 370 gold. Sell off my iron. Sell off my niter. Sell off my Diplo favor. And then we talk to Kabul. We levy them. Boom. And normal age secured. I just don't want to deal with the negative loyalty anymore, especially if Arabia gets a golden age. That'll be really, really, like, painfully annoying. The world enters the Renaissance era and the beautiful glow of a normal age approaches. Very, very nice. There's exploration. We can go ahead and upgrade to the new government type. This will give us production towards districts. We can plug in Republican legacy to maintain our amenities and housing. I don't think we really need to make any major changes to our government. I think we're relatively happy in the status that we have. I think we definitely would like to plug in the 100% production from industrial zones soon. That'll be like a natural follow-up here. Civil service. No, sorry. It's guilds that give you that card. I really want to get to mercantilism, but I'll work my way towards guilds. And guilds is also the natural way that you get to diplomatic service. So I think we're going to be building a lot of districts this era. So monumentality seems like a natural ally because it gives you +1 era score per district that you build. I think trading with Cairo gives me a little bit of gold in the short term, but also a pretty convenient road. Auto explore with that galley. You come up this way. Nice. Put all these little galleys on auto explore. These are levied galleys, which is nice. Cairo is actually in a really vulnerable position if I decided to go for it. We can recruit Irene of Athens for 1 new governor title. That's quite handy. Annoyingly, the career standing on the tile that I need to use to do that action, but we'll get that done in the next turn or two. Right, there's civil service. Now that's quite important because it allows me to build farms on hills. We're going to cancel this industrial zone because we want to just have it 1 turn from finishing. Get me a settler, please. You're going to go for the intelligence agency because I want the spy. Unfortunately, Terracotta Army has been taken. It could have been interesting to go for that, although I don't have the tile for it, so bit of wishful thinking there. Right, +1 governor title, thank you very much. I think it would be good to get a variety of governors. I want to get as many governors as I can, because remember I have the audience chamber, which gives me extra amenities and stuff like that from that. So I want to put 1 in Chicago. Chicago's a pretty well-developed city. Moksha will do. There's printing. Printing is important for the war effort because it'll give us +1 diplomatic visibility with people, which is essentially +3 combat strength. Regardless, doesn't matter if they have it or not. It just is always +3 combat strength when you get it. Because if you don't have it and they have it, they have +3 combat strength against you. If you get it, so it's always worth +3 combat strength. I don't know how to actually explain that. It's like, there's 3 scenarios. One where neither of you have it, which gives you +3 combat strength against them. There's one where the enemy has it, which means they have +3 combat strength against you. So unlocking printing negates that. And then where you both have it, it means you're just on even footing again. So printing is just like a really, really important war timing tech. I don't really know how to explain that. It just it makes sense when you understand the game mechanics. So it looks like Arabia has actually been pushed by Congo. By the way, I think this Congo civ is like super, super scary and powerful. It might be the most terrifying civ in the pack. Okay, let's place our industrial zone in Boston just to pre-place it. We're working on the harbour. It's good to have like a harbour. It allows you to embark. It allows trade routes to go across the water, all that sort of stuff. It just is good. Generally. Ooh, I could actually do a farm triangle here. Sorry, it's not civil service that gives you that. It's civil engineering. I feel like it should be civil service though to be able to place farms on hills. It would be a really nice change. Consider it, guys. Ooh, Candy. We could liberate Candy for a bunch of Diplo favor. Not enough builders being built across my empire. So instead of that settler, I get a builder. I think I have enough cities for now. Sure, I wasted a couple of turns of production, but we'll always get that back later. We do a little chopping. Oh, wait, no, I didn't mean to finish the industrial zone. Hold on. That's an unacceptable mistake. My timing is super important. I can't believe I did that. Just like autopilot chopping an industrial zone out. Jesus Christ. We need an undo button, dude. We need an undo button. So my number one wish list for Civilization 7 is an undo button. Oh my god, I accidentally let the industrial zone finish again. But this time on the turn rollover. You know what? I guess I just have a musketman. I'm just going to accept that. I'm not. You get one reload. If you make the same mistake again after you reload, maybe it wasn't really a mistake, you know? Was it really a mistake at that point? Right, we want to go for diplomatic service so we can get extra spies. And also, quite importantly, be able to start maybe looking into alliances. I think the Kree might be a natural ally here. It depends on the type of alliance that we want to do. Do we want to use the Kree to generate a lot of gold? Or do we want to use the Kree to generate a lot of culture? Do we want to use the Kree to generate a lot of science? Those are the three yields that we're really considering. Or do we want to make use of the Kree as a military ally to gain +5 combat strength against Arabia? That might actually be the best use of the Kree. Now here's the thing. We're attacking Arabia in less than 30 turns, so we're going to go for a military alliance first. Wait, hold on, I need to double check. How do you feel? He's at war with Arabia, so this is actually perfect. It's like literally couldn't be more ideal, and he'll also probably give me money. And the other nice thing is I get all of the Kree's intel. Like I know everything that he's doing now because I have an alliance with him. Holy Jesus balls, that's Krakatoa. Adjacent plots receive +2 additional science and provides additional yields upon eruption at the cost of population and damage to infrastructure, always active. Damn. I feel like Arabia got way luckier than me with Natural Wonders. I like playing with the Better Balanced Game mod because, the Better Balanced Map mod. And it's almost purely because of this, because it just feels like there's more Natural Wonders on the map, which is kind of fun and exciting to me. I think Natural Wonders are cool. And I like that they have unique effects and, you know, are worth playing around. I'm going to buy a builder in Cincinnati so we could chop out this industrial zone a little bit sooner. Move these guys up. So straight after we get military science, we're going to switch back down to bombards. I will chop here to finish that harbour. Plus this tile is getting a district put on it anyway, so we may as well chop a tile. If you're going to put a district on a tile, if you have the opportunity, you may as well chop it. We can get a third kind of district in here. We could turn this into a Reina city. There's also the potential... No really good campus. We could go for an entertainment complex could be quite good. Let's have a look at our tile overlap map mode. The best place to build a entertainment complex would be in the city of Chicago, which is probably where I will do it when it gets to 10 population, because that would hit 7 cities. So there's a 7-city industrial, entertainment complex right there. We just need to get that city up to a higher pop. That's like the big issue we have. I think I might have to give it a few more tiles to let it get to that point. It's part of the long-term plays. Yeah, so we'll get the lighthouse in Boston. This will give me better fishing boats, all that sort of stuff. A little trickle of admiral points too. Can't be the end of the world. I'm not too upset about getting the musketman because he still does have the +5 combat strength and doesn't require resources to maintain. I'm going to start bringing this man-at-arms over. How far are we from getting... I would have liked to have made the Kree a cultural ally because culture is like my weakest point right now. That's where I'm really, really struggling. Right, let's have a look at cash. We trade with Mr. Wasis. 6 gold, a little bit of stuff. My land trade routes are not that strong. We have a couple of envoys in the bank. Who do we want to send them to? I would like to get control of Preslav. That could be kind of interesting. Can't get control of anyone else. Right, let's cancel the industrial zone in Baltimore. I guess I'll just put a couple turns into a builder while I wait for military science to finish. Lighthouse completed here. I'm wondering if maybe trade routes in Boston are actually worth more. So I'll buy a trader in there. And then we'll get to work on that industrial zone. Right, let's cancel Chicago's industrial zone in favor of waiting. We'll just put a few turns into a builder. Well, 2 turns into a builder while we wait for this to finish. I'll chop here. 3 turns from finishing. Good. You're in position to chop, but we won't chop next turn. I've got all these industrial zones ready to go. I'm about to get my intelligence agency and I'll be able to establish a spy inside of Arabia to get me diplomatic visibility. There's actually quite decent trade routes here over the water. I think I would rather trade with the Kree over the water though, because you get the little bit of extra trickle of resources. Okay. Liking the way things are going right now for me. Poundmaker was ravaged by a natural disaster. I will vote that up naturally because he's my ally. It's also an opportunity to very cheaply get a bit of era score and all that jazz. So diplomatic service is finished. I think we drop Merchant Confederation and we plug in Machiavellianism so that we can get that second spy going. It's very, very important that we get our spies out. Spies are one of the best catch-up mechanics in the game. We're going to go ahead and set this spy to go to not Cairo, because Cairo is going to fall pretty early. We'll put it in Damascus. Damascus is a relatively safe place where we can establish contact and build up our abilities. We will get Amani, and we're going to put Amani into probably one of my cities for the amenities. Probably Cincinnati. Although Philadelphia It's technically a newer city. Right, line infantry happens next turn. Let's click on nationalism so we can get closer to combining units together. The good news is the Cree is also invading Arabia, which is really helping out our war effort. So we have line infantry now. We're going to be getting metal casting, so that'll take a few turns. I need to save gold to upgrade these guys to bombards. Ideally, I would be there. Okay, so we finish. Okay, so important piece of technology. If you finish the research for line infantry on the same turn that you finish the industrial zone, you will get a line infantry. You won't get the previous tech unit. So that's good to know. Definitely what we want to do is want to make sure we have really good gold reserves and start getting more line infantry going. Let's go through all of our cities that have industrial zones about to finish. I really want that military academy, but that's 11 turns where I'm not building encampment trainings, which would mean I'd have a lower chance of getting a great general. And I'm like moderately competitive for this right now. Right, workshop's going up. You're about to finish yours. You are going to finish yours as well, so we can get all this line infantry going. You're going to finish your industrial zone. I will chop out this industrial zone. I like how it appears on the industrial zone. That's kind of cute. It's so rare that I go for so many industrial zones. It's kind of nutty, actually. Oh, here comes the wave of line infantry. A little bit of an eruption over there. No one cares. Oh, man, we just got 4 line infantry this turn. I think this ability is genuinely terrifying because this is the level of force that I'm sending at them that I don't know if they can deal with. Now, I can't really just go ahead and punch their cities, and they have cavalry, which are equivalent tech to military science, but the fact that I'm pumping out line infantry in really high adjacency industrial zones, and my sim is now like kicking into gear really, really strongly, and this is only the first wave of infantry units. There's still like a second wave to come. I think this build has like a little bit of merit, you know? Not a huge amount of merit, but just like a little bit. Maybe it could have been executed better, you know, you could make some criticisms of me like that. But I guess now is as good a time as any to go ahead and denounce Arabia, because we're a few turns away from actually triggering the war. Basically, the second we have bombards is when we go, when like the denouncement happens. So only a matter of time. I think my position is going to be like bombard here, pow pow. Line infantry surrounds the city. We do a lot of fighting, kill Cairo. Very awkward pushing angles. I think we'll push up to Damietta and then swing back for Baghdad or something. It's just very very awkward pushing angles because of the mountain passes. But if we could take Halab, Cairo and Baghdad, these are like his 4 main actual cities. So if I could take these 4, I think he's basically dead. Then we might leave him on Damascus. Maybe his empire can survive. But yeah, I got to call that the end of the episode. I love you all very much. I hope you guys are enjoying this series, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.